Hey everybody, welcome back to the Suikoden walkthrough. We are just finishing up with, just left the Wind Cave, and actually in that previous video I did recruit, oh my gosh, I want to say it's Hugo with the War Scroll that comes from the Wind Cave, or Cave of the Wind, whatever you want to call it. So let's see here, it looks like I've got a painting. I guess we'll try to see what we get here. Graffiti. Okay, so garbage. And again, really surprised that I had Stallion with me. It's just a really weird choice for me. I really just, like I said, I remember the first time I played this game, I actually kind of liked using him just because of the run speed on the world map, but I mean, really, it's just not that good. It's not, you know, something to, or it's not a good enough ability to warrant taking up a spot. So again, really strange choice for me, and not something that I would recommend at all. So it looks like I just stopped in at the whatchamacallit here, the warehouse, to dump off a bunch of stuff. I was obviously pretty loaded down with junk. That champion crystal, I don't know, it's hard to find uses for that. I just, you know, again, you have to be much more leveled than, you know, the area that you're traveling through to make it worthwhile, and I don't know, it's just, I mean, I guess there's a couple of spots in the game where it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, but I don't know, it just doesn't get that much use. Especially in a game like this, you know, where, again, you know, I've been over it a billion times, but you can only equip one rune per character, unlike some of the later Suikoden games. So, you know, it just, and then, you know, to use up a slot on something that's just kind of, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just not really, again, it's not that useful, unfortunately. So, anyways, looks like we've got the people of the Warriors Village ready to march off to Necklord's castle here. And here is Window. You can recruit him as long as you've got the Window rune, which again we did just get from, I don't know, I guess it was kind of a hidden treasure in the Cave of the Wind. It's not particularly difficult to find, but it is slightly hidden, I guess. Okay. This NPC here, he's got a little hint. He says, you know, the people of the warrior, or the warrior village there, they engrave the name of their, you know, most beloved or something like that. I forget the actual wording, but he says, you know, basically, they carve their names on their sword. So one of the things, if you notice, is Flick's sword's name is Odessa. So I mean, obviously they were, if it wasn't already painfully obvious, they are, or were, I should say, were. Being that she is no more. They were lovers, so kind of a neat little trivia there. Alright, what else do we have to do here? Looks like I just kind of ran around aimlessly. Kind of my thing. Alright, so, yeah, so Zarak here is obviously asking if we found a way to defeat Necklord, and we certainly did. Vampires are nothing to me. You know, I don't know. Are they overconfident? I don't know. I think they're confident enough. You know, they always the Star Dragon sword and Victor always seem like they get the job done. So I don't know. I'm sure there's times where that statement makes sense. So Hicks says he's a novice and he's not allowed to go to war yet. Hellhounds and sorcerers. I don't remember if these things have anything worthwhile to try to farm for. Man, those two just slaughter. Wow. That's why I keep them in. That's why I put Kai in my group. It's too good. Too good. All right. If you don't make it to the top of the castle by sunset, Tangar will be mine for... Okay. Alright, buddy. You're on. I mean, how big can the castle be? Okay, it's actually pretty huge. And a bit annoying. So, interesting little, an interesting little turnaround there. You know, I always find it funny that, you know, vampires are typically, you know, can't be let into your, or they can't enter a home unless they've been invited. And in this case, you know, it's the exact opposite, where Necklord has put a spell on his own castle, and thus the other humans, other than the ones that he invited, can't come in. So, kind of a funny little... I don't know if they meant it, you know, to be that way, but it's kind of funny how that's how it worked out. All right, let's let Hicks in the party here. I don't know if you... I'm pretty sure you have to allow him to join the party, so... I don't think you can go in without him. All right. Oh, Hicks. Okay, wait. So did he just say yes, sir, to Cleo? That's kind of funny. Oh wow, I took... That's weird. It's a weird choice. I took Flick out. No, I guess. Whatever. Kind of makes sense. If you want to, you know, equip Hicks with something different or change up his runes, I think you can do that now. I'm not sure if I did that or not. I guess we'll find out here. Oh, I think I had just a really long load time there for whatever reason. And then if you talk to the Zahar, whatever his name is, he'll let you hear. He'll stand out of the way for you, so that you can make your way through. And again, you know, if you want to equip Hicks with some different gear, or you want to mess with his rune, I don't know if he's even has one equipped right away or not. I don't remember. He's got, I don't know, he does not have very good gear, I guess. Yes, it's not the worst possible, but it's not impressive either. Alright. Man, I have a lot of money. Jeez. Alright, what are we thinking about here? I'm guessing I went with a killer. A killer crystal for Hicks. That just seems like the best choice. I mean, I'm not... He's by no means a very good magician, you know. So I think anything that boosts his physical prowess is a lot more useful on him than anything else. And I'm not a big fan of the really of the hazy crystal in this game. Actually, I should really say in any of these games. They just, I don't know. I guess I'm a lot more offense oriented, so I always find that you know, I tend to equip more offensive type runes. Let's go actually put that on, huh? Alright, there you go. Stuck that killer rune there on Mr. Hicks. That reminds me, I don't know if I mentioned it in any of the other videos, but Stallion has a unlimited use escape talisman on him. And I don't know how useful it really is. There's very few places in the game that you can actually use them. I think maybe Necklord's Castle is one of them. I guess we'll find out. Or, man, now I can't remember. Maybe I may have just actually forgot to use one, because I want to say I looked at towards the end of this video and it looked like I ran all the way back through. So we'll see. You either can't use it or I completely forgot. I can't really remember. One thing though to add about that, or on that subject, is I believe if you put Stallion's escape talisman in the warehouse, it is no longer bugged, basically, so you won't get unlimited uses out of it. The same goes with the one that Karn has right away. So Karn and Stallion they both basically have bugged escape talismans that they come equipped with. And again, like I said, so they have unlimited use as long as you don't, I think it's as long as you don't put them in the warehouse. You might be able to trade them to other people. I'm not sure. I never actually tried that. But, you know, again, I don't know if it's all that useful. I didn't find a whole lot of places in the game where the escape talismans can even be used, period. So, again, we'll see. Oh, I take that back. You know, actually, the Dwarven Vault, that was actually a really good... Man, that dungeon is so long. And that is definitely one of the spots that you can use them in. Granted, though, they did put one at the bottom of it, so, you know, as long as you found it anyway, it's kind of like, eh. And then there we have the Tengar. The Tengar Plus that Hicks has there, so obviously, if it wasn't, I should say if it wasn't already obvious, Hicks has a thing for Tengar. So, little known fact. Nah, it's not little known. I think that's pretty well known fact. I take that back. Alright, so let's head back. Hopefully we can get started on this whole Necklord Castle business. I hate this place. I'll be honest. I think it's probably because it's another one of those dungeons that just feels really, really long. Boy, again, now see, I'm trying to remember all the enemies in here and if they've got anything decent or not. Not really. kind of drawing a blank. I don't know that I spent any time actually just farming here, so part of me says there isn't really anything good. The larva might have like an ornament, or like a bath item that you could maybe possibly want. I'm not sure. Again, I actually didn't end up farming any of that stuff, of the bath items anyway. It was more if I found some piece of armor that I wanted. Some of that stuff I did farm for, but not a whole lot. Boom! Wow, I think that was Stallion. Was that Stallion or was that Cleo that rocked that thing? Not sure. I don't think those things have any good drops either. I should actually just check real quick to make sure that I'm not missing anything good here. Alright. Close. Oh, here we are. Yeah, larva, I don't know, I guess it's got a blue dragon urn and fine bone china. So again, if you're into bath items, I guess go ahead. The hell unicorn there has the star earrings. I'm trying to remember if those are even good or not. I don't... Boy, I'm drawing a blank on those. Those might restore health every turn in battle, if I remember right. But don't quote me on that because I don't remember. Because I'm terrible. All right. Man, there's a ton of those. Holy crud. One other thing I'll say, I like having the hero in the first position because of specifically with my party setup, because I've got that unite that I use with Kai. So basically what I do is I just, scroll down to the unite command, and then just bash the select, button, or basically the X, whatever, to command everybody else to just attack. That I don't know, it's more of like a slight time saving, as opposed to having, say, the hero in the very, very last position. So then you have to attack with the first 4 people or 5 people, and then unite with the final person. And then that's the other reason why I kind of like having Kai in the 6th party position, just because then, I mean, essentially when you use the unite command with the hero, it's gonna skip his turn no matter where you put him. So actually that really doesn't matter now that I think about it. But it's more just to I guess kind of speed up the random encounters. If you don't take Kai with, that's gonna be that's kind of that little hint is kind of right out the window. It's not really gonna do much for you. Although I guess if you are using any other combinations of characters that have unite skills, I guess technically it could still come into play. If you've got maybe a short-ranged character that's part of a unite, you can stick them in the first position. But then the other thing that I think I mentioned in a couple of the other videos is that being that the hero or I technically actually I'm not 100% sure, but it seemed to me that the person in that first slot gets attacked the most. So having that person with the water rune pieces, if you've decided to farm those at all, it seems like that's the best place for them, because again, they'll get attacked the most. So those water rune pieces will do a lot more work for you on that character, just because then they'll be able to regenerate that health every turn. So food for thought, I guess. Earth boots. Man, wow, those things got a pretty decent defense rating, huh? I guess it looks like I'm gonna put them on. Put them on Mr. Hicks. And of course, my style, I like having the boots at the bottom position of the list for whatever reason. I guess it makes sense in my head. Green paint. All right. Making murals. Make mural, make mural. Oh, that was terrible. That was so bad. Terrible. Those things have a lot of health. Feels like my characters are more leveled than I was expecting them to be at this point. I don't know. Or I should say I'm more leveled than I remembered. God, he is left-handed in this game. Never noticed that before. So, Victor, in I believe it's in Suikoden 2, I think they made him right-handed for that game, so it's kind of weird. He definitely has that, like, it's almost like a baseball swing. At least that's what it reminds me of, anyway. And, yeah, I don't know. Kind of weird. Anyways. Not that important, I suppose. And man, did I mention this place is huge? Oof. So many random encounters. So, again, you know, in this game, and actually one of the things I think that turns a lot of people off is the encounter rate. And I mean, that's a legitimate statement. It's insane. There's, you know, you fight a lot of random encounters in this game. So again, you know, one of my favorite things is the Kai hero combo, because they just wipe out entire groups, you know. So I think if more people maybe use that combo, they'd probably be a little less annoyed with the combo, you know. So, or I should say with the game in general. You know, and then on top of that, you know, you don't have like well, you have MP, I guess, in a way, you know, in that you get a certain amount of spells to cast, basically until you or between rest periods. So, you know, it can be difficult to get, if you're trying to just plow through a dungeon and you're taking a bunch of magic casters with, it can be kind of a pain in the butt. I mean, you're going to run out of magic. So, you know, again, if you take the combo of Kai and the hero, and you can just destroy the entire game with them, you know. Which I guess is pretty obvious. The other thing, you know, if you like the elves, and I certainly do, actually, the Kirkus and Sylvina or Kirkus and Ruby are a really good combo. Or I guess even all three if you really want. And again, you know, I actually discussed that too. No, I don't know that I would say that it's completely necessary, but you could have like 3 elves with Kirkus with the turtle rune, which will prevent him from being unbalanced whenever he uses the is it the wild arrow attack or something like that. And you know, that could be your other way to wipe out entire groups of enemies pretty quickly, because it's definitely a pretty powerful attack still. And then, you know, worst case scenario is if the wild arrow attack doesn't wipe out everything, then if you've got the turtle rune on Kirkus and another elf, you know, you could use that other elf for the next turn. So it could be like, we'll just have an example here. You know, Kirkus always has to participate in it. So again, he's the one that absolutely has to have the turtle rune on. if you're gonna try that out. But you know, you could have Kirkus and Sylvina do the first wild arrow attack, and then the next turn you could have Kirkus and, say, Ruby, or Kirkus and Stallion do it the next time. So, you know, again, food for thought, I guess. That's a kind of a neat combo. All right, it's time to take down Necklord. Hicks. All right, and this turkey hits pretty hard, so I'm not sure if I did any healing at all. I guess we'll find out, but I think one thing to remember is you have to, if I remember right, you have to basically like break his barrier or whatever with Victor. So I guess I would just say have everybody defend other than Victor for the first turn, and then unload on him the second time, or the second turn, because you know, again, so he has some sort of barrier or something until Victor gets a hold of him. And then, you know, again, you can go to town. Oh, so what's this? Is this the resurrection rune? I think so. That rune's kind of cool. I don't know. Boy, and I can't remember. See, again, now this is, I think, where I've got Victor with the double, is it the double beat or the double strike rune? I can't remember the name of it, but it's a total waste, you know, especially for boss fights. You know, being that he's so slow, he doesn't really get a chance to utilize it in, like, normal, I guess you'd say, trash, like, you know, on the way to the boss. And then once the boss fight actually starts, it's completely worthless because you don't get to attacks because there's only one target. So, you know, again, not a good rune. I would not say that it's a good rune to put on him at all. He's much better with, even, you know, a killer would be okay, or the clone. You know, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the clone just because it makes him off balanced. I think he'd, I don't know. I guess the good thing about the clone rune is it always hits. So, you know, being that Victor can actually has kind of a crummy hit rate. So, you know, that kind of offsets it, but I don't know. It's hard to make a recommendation for him, you know. It can be frustrating when Victor misses all the time, but I also don't, you know, I don't really care for the being off balance, so I don't know. I guess, you know, if you've got like medicine on Victor or something, you can heal every other turn, so that's, you know, that's something, I guess. Oh wow. Well, that was it, huh? So I guess have somebody, you know, have a decent healer. I guess Chloe was said healer for this fight. I guess I was using the resurrection rune just because I had them and I kind of wanted to make use of them. I guess I want to say the water rune probably does just fine, or flowing, I guess, if you've got those. And I'm thinking you should at least have one of them by now. I think, if I remember right, I saw one when I was monkeying around with the warehouse, so, you know, that's an option too. Alright, bing bang boom. Necklord is done. You're still my hero. Oh, those two are just adorbs. using my name without asking. Ah. Their dialogue is, I don't know. Maybe it's a translation thing, you know? There's a lot of the dialogue that is just beyond me. And there's I want to say there's a rage rune up here somewhere. Let's see if I grabbed it. I mean, I know it's here. Oh, don't tell me hopefully I didn't just use a... Oh, man, come on. Go back up there. I totally missed it. There's a rage rune at the top of his area there. I'm guessing I went back, or at least hopefully I did, because I wanna show you guys where that's at. Oh, excuse me. Oh, went in there. Nope. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. Yep. Here we go. I got it. You can see it through the stained glass window there. It's actually not all the way on the bottom of the screen. It's up a little ways. It's up a little ways, but behind the stairs, I guess, if that makes sense. Yeah, straight up from me. There it is. Rage crystal. Nothing like having another rage rune. You know, those things are pretty useful. Rage rune is pretty decent. Especially like I was saying, you know, if you like to, if you're trying to use magic anyway to clear out, you know, waves of enemies on the way to a boss, it's, I don't know, it's, you know, like I said earlier, you're going to run out of magic, so it's not like, I don't know that it's I'd say it's a good strategy by any means, or a good expectation. You know, I guess maybe if you've got enough characters with runes, you know, if you've got some higher power, like Rage Rune is a good one actually, as an example for clearing out enemies, just because, you know, it's basically a beefed up fire rune, so it's got better like group-based attacks as opposed to, say, like a lightning rune. You know, lightning has always been more like single target oriented. So you know, again, if you've got a couple of those types of runes where or you know, you've got those runes on a couple of different characters, so you can take out, you know, groups of enemies with one spell. You know, maybe you can get away with it. I guess, you know, definitely in the shorter dungeons, that shouldn't be an issue at all. You know, but some of these get a little lengthy. And now again, so I forgot if I don't even know if I tried to use an escape talisman or not here. I'm not sure. Something tells me you can't. You know, I don't know. I mean, I obviously was looking at Stallion's inventory and I saw that escape talisman, or, you know, maybe I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I just glazed over it. I'm not sure, but I guess it's at least worth, you know, checking. I mean, again, it's a long ways down. This dungeon is pretty big, and I realize now that there's I think there's like a couple of hidden walls or puzzles or something that I didn't talk about when we actually got there. I guess hopefully you'll be able to see from watching the video yourself. I think there's like there's a room with a bunch of paintings, and, you know, you have to go to the far left or something like that. Yeah, this one right here, actually, that room. Maybe that is the only spot. More random encounters, more master pupil attacks. Man, it's just so good. Ugh, it's so good. I feel dirty. Just feel dirty even using it. It's like I'm cheating. All right, you know what? That's gonna bring this video to a close. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But hope you guys are enjoying the walkthrough, and hope the videos are more helpful. All right, thanks for watching.